Do what? I know we've been over there, which is I always enjoy doing that, and I like doing that in May. It mixes things up, and so um, next week we're meeting tonight, and then next week is VBS, and so I want you to come, and I want you to find a way to serve at VBS in some way, shape, or form. If you're already on doing some sort of crew leader leading thing. In fact, I have a video I'm going to show y'all in just a minute. Miss Nancy wanted me to show y'all this crew training leader video. Do what? For crew leaders. So you are a crew leader, right? Yeah. So, but we need your help. As many people that can help us as possible. So if you're sitting home doing nothing, come help us at VBS. If you need a ride, let me know, and I'll be glad to come get you at VBS. It's next week. It's in the evenings. It's 6 to 8:30. Starts Sunday. We're doing a Sunday VBS, so love to have you. But I've been working on a little fun little thing that I'm excited about. Hey, yes, ma'am. I have, and I'm going to give them to your parents tonight at our parent meeting, which we have a parent meeting tonight. If your parent is not going to be here tonight, talk to me after so I can give you stuff to give to your parents. So, but I have this little thing, summer calendar. I made it. That's the ocean. That's the beach. Silver Dollar City is on there. Okay. Dave and Buster's, a Travs game, VBS, ice cream and a movie is on here, and I thought we could go see Inside Out 2. I think that would be fun. A lot of you talked about that. We got youth camp at Siloam. We got the fireworks at Southside. I thought this year we'd try out Top Golf. And if you notice, I called these things evening hangouts. How we normally do hangouts, well, a lot of you are busy during the day now. You're busy practicing, hitting the ball, tackling people, punching people in the face with your running speeds. And so, several of you told me about doing stuff in the evening as a hangout, and so I was like, I would love to do that. And so we are going to do evening hangouts, not every week necessarily, but there are at least 1, 2, 3 ones that are called evening hangouts. Of course, then there's Silver Dollar City, and there's the Travs game, there's Top Golf, there's a lake day. I'm going to do a lake day, and we're going to do these on days that we normally don't do stuff, just to try to mix it up, because I feel like that would be better for y'all. So like we're going to go do things on like a Monday and a Tuesday and a Thursday, and do those in the evening. Trying to hit that early in the week, because for some of you, not as busy early in the week. For others of you, you're busier later in the week, and so working on that, I think that'll be great. And one thing I want to talk to you, every one of you, about is on Sunday nights. Sunday nights we do discipleship. We had one this past Sunday, and I realized that many of you were out for various and sundry things. But I want to invite you to come during the summer. I want to invite you to come do discipleship stuff with us. We're going to mix it up a little bit. Normally, we're going to go, when school starts, we're going to meet like we've been meeting, provided that continues to work out to where we have it at 5 o'clock and then we have church at 6. This summer, I thought we could try to have it after church, have it a little bit, and go from 7 to 8:30. And instead of us being here at the church, I thought the times that we were, which is mainly the end of June into first week of July, I thought that we could have discipleship after church, but instead of having it here, my thought was we could see about doing something different every week. Like maybe we go to a pool and have discipleship at the pool and have some fun at the pool. Go swimming. Okay. Anybody like to go swimming? Anybody like to hang out in a pool? Okay. Anybody like to put their feet in the water? So I thought about that. So I thought about one day we could go get ice cream and then hang out at Matthews Park. I thought we could do that. I thought we could go to, I know I haven't talked with Brother Steve, but Brother Steve has often asked me about you guys coming over to his house and having a hangout and playing a little pickleball. And so I thought we could do that. I could see about doing that. I haven't set any of these things in stone, so I'm still working through it. Student committee, if you have further thoughts on it, I would love to get your thoughts on it. But I also thought that we could, Crystal and I could host, have a meal, play games, and have a discipleship at our house on a Sunday night. Trying to keep you guys close together so that way those of you that might have an early morning practice can come and not miss out on, and not have to make a choice of either going to bed early or doing this. And I think it's only about five Sunday nights is all it would be. It would be the last Sunday in June, and it would go through the first Sunday in August. Yeah. And then one of the things I think we're going to do this year is, how every year we go to Southside the Sunday before school starts and pray, right? We do that. Is that right? I really started thinking about this. I would love for us to go and to pray at each other's schools this year. And so the last 3 Sundays that we are going to have before school, we're going to go again after church, and we're going to go pray at different schools, and that will be our time of discipleship on those nights. So we'll go to Quitman, we'll go to Clinton, and we'll go to Southside. We're not going to Greenbrier this year because we don't have anybody that goes to Greenbrier. Chris had to go ahead and graduate. But I'll fill in more about that as we get closer to it. But one of the things that I would love to go and do with you tomorrow is I would love to go play putt-putt. So if you are down to go play putt-putt tomorrow evening, we probably leave about 6, and we'll be back. I know that some of you guys might have an early morning Friday practice, and I won't keep you out super late because I know some of you have to work. Some of you have to get up early in the morning. But we'll probably do about 6 to 10 or 6 to 9 and something like that, and we'll go play at Toadsuck. Sound good? So if you are wanting to go, I need to know. So go home, talk it over, and text me, please, so I know. Number 1, that I know who all is coming. Number 2, I want to make sure what vehicle I need to take. If I need to take the bus, or if I need to take a van, or if we only have like 2 of you that can do it, we'll probably see about rescheduling it. Because I understand it's like tomorrow. I would love to have the schedule out to you, but it's been crazy. I've been helping do stuff with VBS, get VBS, and also just been wanting to talk with some people about some things. So. But yeah, do you have a question? You will not need to bring money for Topgolf. You'll have to bring money. We'll talk more about Topgolf when we get there. But you will not need to have money for to play putt-putt. The church will cover the putt-putt, and so yeah, mini golf. Yeah, I'm sorry, I call it putt-putt. Do y'all call it putt-putt?
I mean, like if it's ball.
No, we're not going to go play real golf at night. No. I have never played golf. I've never gone and golfed. Somebody asked me, like, how have you never been? I was like, well, I just didn't go. Not sure how to take that, but
I
You like golfers? Okay, I'll take it as a comment. Thank you. So, but I'm very excited about this. I'm very excited about how the summer is going to go. And we're going to do as best as what we can to keep things going. I realize that we're doing something different and unique with when we go to do things, but I feel like we're going to have a great time going. So I'm excited about camp. I am stinking excited about camp. I don't know about you guys, but I'm very excited about camp. Yep. All right. And this is the deal. I want to talk to you about something. By the way, at the parent meeting tonight, your parent is going to pick one of these up. Now, if your parent's not able to come, talk to me about it afterwards, after church tonight, so I can hand you this stuff to give to mom and give to dad, okay? I'm entrusting you. If your parents cannot be here tonight, listen carefully to me. I'm entrusting you to get it home, okay? If I find these on the church property, if I talk to your mom about it, she's like, I have no idea. But I'm not saying. But here it is. This is the brochure. You might have seen this at the dessert auction. But here is everything, and you're going to get to take these home. And but it's just one per family. So if there's like 5 of you in a family, then no. But I want to talk to you, and I'm kind of reaching to you guys right now. I have one spot. Okay, I was given a spot. I turned spots that we didn't need, and I was able to get an extra spot, and then they gave me one more. So I have a spot that I want to give to somebody. Do you have a friend that would be very interested in going to camp? If you do, please talk to me about it, because I would love to fill that spot. If you really want to go to camp, if you haven't signed up for camp, I would love for you to go to camp. Maybe that spot's for you. So I don't know, but this is what I do know. I was given a spot because I needed one. Because somebody came to me and said to me, "Hey, do we have a spot? My child wants to go." I don't know if you guys know. I want to make sure I'm not. This is there is one more spot that I would love to give away to somebody. So if you are like, if your parent, I don't know, maybe your parent, and you don't tell me this now, you don't talk about it now, but maybe your parents were like, oh, I wish we had, you wish we had a chance to go. If that's you, then talk to me about it. If you know somebody, if you're going to camp and you have somebody that's like, they would have loved to come to Camp Siloam, talk to me about it, okay? And I'll go, if like 1,001 of you come, which is really amazing because there's like not 1,001 of you here. But if everybody comes at me with somebody, I'll just go in order of who came first and go down that way. But I really feel like God kind of gave us this spot to be a blessing to somebody. And so be thinking about it, be praying about it, and let me know. If I don't hear from any of y'all, then I'll reach out through a different avenue to some people that I might know. But I want to really kind of lean into y'all, and because last year we had a friend, that was a life-changing experience last year. For everyone, and so I want to share that life-changing experience with someone this year as well. So this is me asking you, think about a person that you think would come or has expressed that they're very interested in going to camp. I would love for them to come to camp. Okay, so I just have one spot. That's all I have is one spot. Camp is full, as they do every year, and it seems like it fills up faster and faster each year. We registered back in November. And I think by February, they were sold out of our week, which was just amazing. Anyway, that's how I say amazing. But I'm very excited I'm going to give your parents this tonight. If your parent, listen, don't come to me and ask for one. But if your parent is not going to be here, please let me know so I can give you the stuff I need to give you. But I'm very excited about this summer. I also didn't, you might look and be like, oh, that's a lot of stuff on there, but it's things that we do every year, like VBS that's on there, youth camp's on there, fireworks is on there. So it's not a whole lot of things because I realize you guys are busy doing stuff. So yes. The Guys and Girls Bible Study is not on here, and this is why. We are going to begin the second week of July. Here's where I need to know, okay? And I've gotten you girls amazing. Well done. You guys rocked. Last week, I asked y'all to scan that little QR code back there and fill out the form. Girls, amazing. Well done. Boys, we got to work, okay? We got to do some work, okay? Now, there are a couple of y'all that did. I want everybody to do this. I want everybody to, because after tonight, I'm not going to ask next week. Next week will be a different thing, a different sign up, and I'll tell you what day it will be. But this is what I need from you. What I need from you is I need your availability of, if we have one, what day will work for you. Okay? So after church tonight, I want you to go back there and scan that QR code. Guys, and if there's any of y'all that haven't done it yet, yes. I think the second week of July. Because I think you're going to be on the first week of July. That's what your mama said. I kind of got out ahead of the game. I was like, I need to know when everybody is not going to be here. And so the only ones that didn't put who is not going to be there is me and Crystal. And because I don't know when, I know when we're not going to. Anyway, so I'm good. I'm okay. I'm hopped up on a sugar-free mocha. I've had coffee twice today. Anyway, caffeine. Anyway, so, but if you haven't scanned that QR code, I really need you to scan that QR code. Guys, I really need you to scan that QR code. Next week, I'll show a video about what the book study is. I can go ahead and tell you now. You can look it up now. Shane Pruitt was one of the speakers at Lead Defend a couple years ago. I love Shane Pruitt. Shane Pruitt's an amazing guy. He wrote this book called Revival Generation. And it's about your generation. And so this is a great Bible study for you guys. I've looked through it, and I really think you guys will really. We're going to do this. It'll be guys and girls. It'll be similar to what we did last year, in that Crystal will be leading the girls. I'll be leading the guys. And so very excited about it. Very excited about the time that we'll have together. And so we want you to be a part of this. But if you haven't filled out that QR code form back there, scan that QR code. Please fill it out. That way I can we can make a decision, and we're going to look and see what time fits best for everybody and go from there. Okay? Father's Day is coming up this month. Y'all, please don't be so excited about Father's Day. I'm excited about Father's Day. We're going to play a game. I'm going to test your trivia, okay? Do what? Oh, yes. Yeah, is that first? Is that on there? Hey, we need to watch this video first. So here's this video. Watch this, please. Crew leaders for VBS, y'all watch this, please.
Thank you for joining the team as a VBS crew.
Backbone to a successful week in VBS. You have the best role at VBS.
Kids travel through every experience at VBS with small groups called crews. Each crew consists of up to 5 kids and 1 adult or teenage crew leader, and that's you.
We have crews of preschoolers and crews of mixed ages of elementary kids. Check with me. your VBS director to make sure you know which area you'll be serving in. But don't worry, both roles are super fun.
And there's more good news. You're not in charge of preparing or teaching activities. You just get to guide your crew and join them in the VBS fun.
We have kept crews small so you can really get to know your kids. That relationship building is crucial when it comes to faith development.
Crucial.
A relationship with a caring Christian can help a child grow in their friendship with Jesus. So your role matters.
While you don't have to prepare any activities or supplies, you do need to read your crew leader guide before VBS. If you don't already have a crew leader guide, ask your VBS director for one. Be sure to read it cover to cover, and we've kept it short to make that part easy too.
Be sure to get to VBS at least 20 minutes early each day. Kids may be a little anxious, especially if they're new to your church. If kids show up and you're not there, they may feel unwelcome, and parents may be hesitant to leave their kids without supervision. Ask your VBS director for specifics on when to arrive and where to go when you do.
Your crew is your responsibility, so stay with them at all times. If someone needs to use the restroom or get a drink, see if others need a break too. Wait outside the restroom until kids have finished and washed up.
You're a key part of making stations run smoothly. Listen up for instructions from your station leader and lead your crews as directed. Station leaders are relying on you to partner with them in making each experience amazing. So tune in.
Be sure to stay until your last crew member is picked up. Again, this helps kids feel safe and lets parents know a caring leader is always watching their child. So now you have an idea of what to do, but we've rounded up a few examples of what not to do.
These are the kinds of crew leaders that you don't want to be.
I'll be right here. You guys have fun.
Don't be the uninvolved crew leader.
Oh, all right, yeah. You kids have fun, yeah? Yeah, I'm not doing that. Sorry, no. Has anyone seen my crew? Hello? Where you at? No, not gonna do that. No, thanks. No, just. Hey, you guys go ahead. Go on. Has anyone seen my crew? My crew here? No? Anyone in here?
You didn't come to VBS to stand on the sidelines. Get in there and participate right along with the kids.
Don't be the phone addict crew leader.
Yeah, I'm not the news. Yeah, I can talk. Oh, look at that. Oh, really? It's easy. I gotta go. Hashtag crew leader.
Put your phone away so you can focus on the kids.
Hey, you.
We've seen this guy before then. Hey, you crew leader.
You did great. You. Oh, hey there, little girl. Hey, my man. Tony or Timmy, Tommy, Timothy, Jameson? Let's go, Abby, Addison. Hi. Hey. Good to see you, buddy. Friend, guy.
Make sure to learn kids' names and call them by it. It makes them feel valued and known.
What are we doing?
Don't be the, what are we doing? Crew leader.
What are we supposed to be doing? What are we doing? What? Where are we going? What are we doing? Okay. Where are you guys going? This doesn't look like the one she made. I don't know if we did it.
Station leaders rely on you to keep your crew on track with activities.
Yeah, guys, just sit wherever you want.
Don't be the sit wherever you want crew leader.
Oh, so just sit wherever you want. Wherever you want. Yeah, wherever you want. Wherever you want. You want to lay down. Okay, I'll try that too. Oh, yeah. Comfy. Sit right here. Looks comfy. You want to sit with that? Hey, he's going to go sit with you. Yeah. Are you sure you can hear me over there? No. Don't sit there. You can't sit there. Don't sit there. No, not there. I don't even know how you got up there. You in the tree. Yeah, come down. No, you can't sit on Rodney. Don't sit on Rodney. No, not on Rodney. Get off. Hey.
Station leaders will ask you to circle up with your crew. This makes it easy for you to see everyone and engage them in conversation.
So those are 5 really important crew leader tips.
Participate with your crew.
Put your phones away.
Learn to use kids' names.
Listen to instructions from station leaders.
And circle up with your crew.
There you go. With this info and your crew leader guide, you've got it.
And you're going to have a blast.
All right. So And don't call every kid Rodney, okay? Whatever you do, don't call them Rodney. Anyway, so if you are a crew leader, please make sure you follow those rules. I think you will have a great experience. If you are interested and you want to help with VBS, I know last week Miss Nancy came up and she said she was talking mainly about the skits. You might have been like, no, and you might have thought that that's the only way that I need to help. No, there are lots of different ways. We can always use somebody to be a runner. We can always use somebody to help out. Always good to have an extra set of in a room. And let me tell you this, just the fact that you guys are there with them, that speaks volumes, okay? It's just the fact that you guys are willing to come and hang out and to sit down with them. They love you guys hanging out, okay? And so just this is a great opportunity. Please come. It doesn't require a whole lot of effort to do. Just be here and be willing. That's all I ask. So if this is a good opportunity to get community service, if you need to get community service hours, you got a form or something for me to sign it, I'll be glad to sign it. Now, if you're going to want me to sign for VBS, I expect you to be at VBS to help. So it just makes sense. But anyway, we're going to play a game. And I gave one of each on each side. I gave you all a buzzer. Will you all buzz those buzzers? Thank you. What we're going to do is you are going to answer some dad trivia questions. Okay. So because it is Father's Day, it's coming up in a couple of weeks. In fact, not this Sunday, but next Sunday is Father's Day. And if you're heading away on beta, you're not going to get to see your dad on Father's Day. Some of you are like, yay, but crying on the inside. I'm sad. Please don't break my expensive dollar bin buzzer, okay? You, Cheyenne, Emery, Aiden broke one, Logan, Hayden broke one. So anyway, so this is what I want you to do. We're going to split it in half, and everybody, this is what it's going to do. If you have, listen to me, if you have the buzzer, you are the one that gets the answer. Please tell me you didn't crack that.
No, it was
Not.
the only thing I've done is press it.
Okay. All right. As long as it still works. Anyway, listen, I spared no expense. These came from Target. But here's what's going to happen. The person that has the buzzer is the one that's going to get the answer. Everybody is going to have an opportunity to take a chance to answer for the most points. Whoever gets the most points next week, seeing as 99% of you will be at VBS, next week I will have something that I'm coming up with the top of my head. I will have a treat of your choice within reason that I can pick up in Damascus. Okay? So if you're like, I would love for us to have, so there's coffee in Damascus. There's I could get y'all, I could bring y'all Amigo Loco. There's pizza. I could bring y'all stuff from Dollar General or gas station or B Branch. That area. I'm willing to. It gets hard to try to go to Clinton or to try to go to Greenbrier or to Olive Garden in Conway. Which Squad Wars now has a new rule in effect because of that. We're just going to move on. But whoever wins, I will love to bring a treat of your choice. Whether that's I get like ice cream. I get a couple flavors of ice cream, and I get Sunday toppings, and I have a special station just for you VBSers next week that is a build your own Sunday that you get to enjoy. It's snack time or your break time, just FYI. So, having said all that, you're the only ones that can answer. Listen, no, just next Wednesday. Next Wednesday, so a week from today, not every day. Next week, okay? It'd be like if I had it here for y'all, regular youth. So
I know what I'm just asking.
the youth that win, not all youth. No. There has to be winners. There has to be losers. Anyway, so not everybody gets a medal. Okay. But I'm sure that there will be something special for everyone at some point. So we're going to play dad trivia. So only the person that buzzes and the buzzes first are the ones that get the answer. It doesn't mean that you can't help your team. Remember, you're working together as a team, but only one person can answer. Ready? Trivia questions. Wait for me to answer. Wait for me to ask the choices. Right? What is the official flower of Father's Day? Carnation, rose, dandelion, or poppy? I heard that, son. Is it carnation? No, over here. Rose? Is it rose? It is the rose. Point to you guys. Yep, it's the rose. So here we go. Because roses has thorns like dads. They're sharp and pointy. They're sharp with their wit. You don't hear mom jokes, right? You just hear dad jokes. There we go. So here we go. Next question. Here's the next question. I have no idea what's going on over there. Father's Day, hand it off to the next person. Father's Day is the blank card game day. Is it first, second, third, or fourth? Over here.
A.
Is it A? No. Over here.
Third.
Third. One more chance back to you guys. Is it fourth? It is the fourth. Wow, that's sad. No. All right, next question. Here we go. When was Father's Day first celebrated? Is it A, June 20th, 1988, B, June 19th, 1901, C, June 18th, 1910, or D, June 13th, 1923? Over here. Is it C? No. Over here. Is it D? No. Back over here. One last chance. Is it B? It is B. Very good. Very good. Very good. It is B. All right. Next question. Where was the first Father's Day celebrated? Was Washington, D.C., Jupiter, Florida? Was it Kinderhook, New York? Was it Spokane, Washington?
These places don't sound real.
They're all real. I heard this side. My bad. I heard you.
Who ever heard of Washington?
A, B, C, or D? Is it D? Correct. It is D. Wow, y'all are getting. What's the score? Wow. All right, here we go. Here's the next question. What is the name of Father's Day in Germany? Is it Mannertag? Is it Vattag? Is it Fatag? Is it Messtag? Yes. Is it C? All right, over here. Is it B? No, back over here. Is it A? It is A. Mannertag. Probably nothing. They're probably made up. All right, here we go. Next question. What country celebrates Father's Day on the King's birthday? Is it Thailand, Monaco, Norway? Really, people? Thailand, Monaco, Norway, or England? All right, over here. All right, we'll go over here first.
I'm scared, but Thailand.
Is it Thailand? Point. It is Thailand. All right, here we go. Next question. Here we go. All right, who is considered the founder of Father's Day? Is it Florence Crosby, Martin Van Buren, Sonora Todd, or Laura Secord? All right, or this side first. Connor, is it A? No. Ethan?
For us.
No. Back to you guys. Is it B? No, the answer was Sonora Todd.
I say Martin Van Buren. I was like,
Yeah,
no,
but you didn't,
nothing.
and you got it wrong. All right, next question. Next question. Who is not? Ooh, that was horrible. Who is not considered a founding father? John Adams, Thomas Edison, Alexander Hamilton, Thomas Jefferson. I heard this side. Is it B? Correct. Thomas Edison is not a founding father. He's the Faja of electricity. Him and Tesla. All right, here's the next question. Which is given on Father's Day? Sporting gear. Sporting gear, chocolate, necktie. Over here. Gage. Is it, huh? Cologne. Is it cologne? No.
My dad never used
Agreed? Sporting gear. No.
That's all my dad ever did.
D?
Dad just watched this.
Is it D? It is D, necktie. Necktie. I can honestly say in all the years of Father's Day, I've never gotten a necktie. No, I haven't.
Yeah, you have. You gotta start with one.
Yeah, we got you the.
My dad never wears ties.
I think I had Yoda.
Either Yoda or Death Star.
I thought I got that around Christmas time. Oh. Well, thanks. Cool. All right, moving on. It's special to me. Question. All right. Who and died before? I heard this side. Is it William Shakespeare? No. Over here? D? No, back over here with Allison. What's the answer? Is it Isaac Newton? Point. Very good. Very good. All right. Yes. All right, here's the top. Hold on. What's the score here? What's the score here?
You're not making for a crazy point. That is insane.
That is insane.
What's the score? Hold on. What's the score over here? 7, and you guys have? All right. So the winner of the game is whoever got the most points, which is you guys. So congratulations, y'all won. So this is what I need from y'all, and this next one will be here. It is. Here it is. This is what I will do. You guys can only answer this one. All right. So hand me this. All right, and hand me. There you go. These are fun, aren't they? I love these. They're so much fun. All right, so it's only down between you 6 right here, okay? This is the deal. I'm going to ask that tiebreaker question for you guys. One of you will have a chance to join the winners in the prize next week, okay? So one of you will have an opportunity. 5 of you will not. Right. So this is the question. You have to wait for me to turn. You have to wait for me to say the question and the choices, and then turn around. Okay. When I turn around and face you, you have to stand up and say, "Daddy!" and hold your make-believe beard. Okay.
That goes.
All right. All right. So, can you do that? You gotta stand up and say, "Daddy!" like that. I don't, you gotta yell it. You gotta be loud and proud.
Why is it Indian?
Daddy! Is that better? Is that how you want to say
Your
it?
daddy calling.
You're out. You're just out. Here it is right here. All right. And I expect every one of you to do this, by the way. All right. So here it is. Who is dad? Who's is dad? Oh my goodness. Who is dad to Harper, Cruz, Rome, and Brooklyn? Is it Steven Gerrard, Harry Kane, Stephen Munyard, or David Beckham?
What?
Lily.
I've never yard before.
Is it Steven? No. All right. Next one I saw. Ethan.
Harry Kane.
Harry Kane. Allison. Is it A? No.
It's D.
The winner. The answer is David Beckham. And you said the answer, but you didn't stand up and go, "Daddy."
Yeah,
So,
do it.
all right. So,
That goes get my religion.
All right, so that really kind of worked out like I thought it would. So you said it, but I didn't hear you say it. Did you hear him say it? You did? All right, should we give it to him? What do you think? Allison, what do you think? Should we give it to him or should we be like, no, you must stand up? That's true. If he had simply stood up and said it. So anyway, but you guys win. You guys get the pick. And so this is the deal. You need to talk it over right after we get done with service tonight. You need to talk it over and decide as a group what it is you want. If you want snacks at Snappy's or at Dollar General, that's fine. If you want ice cream, I'm not getting like 1,001 flavors of ice cream. I will get one agreed upon or two agreed upon flavors of the group, okay? Along with 2 toppings, whipped cream, and if you want cherries, you weirdos, I'll get you a cherry, okay? All right, so, all right. You guys, thanks so much for playing. So there will be, listen, if no, you didn't follow the rules, LeBron. Anyway, that was a fun game. We're kind of running a little short on time tonight, so we are going to skip our worship tonight, our songs tonight. So, but that will come back when we meet again, which won't be this week or this coming week. It will be the following week, and then of course we'll be at camp, and then we will be back to our regular scheduled programming with Camp Share and things. I'm looking forward to Camp Share this year and seeing what God is going to do with you guys at camp. Oh, my favorite. Here's a moment for nervousness. Okay. I have no idea what's going on. Oh my gosh, stop. Wow. It's a good song. I'm having to do something real quick. But tonight we're going to talk about the need for us to be kind of in one, kind of together tonight. And so because that really matters, and we'll get into it a little bit tonight about what does that look like for us to be, and then to be united, and for us to be one, because we're called to be one together, and we're going to talk about that tonight. And so I want to start off asking a question, some questions, and these are kind of interesting questions, I think. So, but have you ever spent time with or hung out or worked with someone who was kind and encouraging and caring about others? Like they were lifting people up, they were always an encouragement. What is it like to hang out with them? Awesome. Okay. What else? What is it like to hang out with someone that supports you, encourages you, helps you? What does that feel like to hang out with them? Makes you want to hang out with them more? Do you guys like it when you work with people that are encouraging of you, like at school or even during practice? Do you guys? Would you rather? Do you like that? Does that make you want to do things better? Does it make you feel better? Does it uplift you? Now, I want to ask the other side of it. What about someone who is not that way at all? In fact, they're the complete opposite. They make it about them, or they make it about it has to be their way or like no way. What is it like to deal with them? Like how hard is it to deal with them? You just want to tell them to do it by yourself? Just do it all, right? Someone. My gosh. Oh, this is for you, Creed. This tonight is for you. what we're going to talk about tonight. But seriously, so you don't want to have anything to do with them. What about someone else? What is it when you work with somebody or you go to school with somebody or you're having to do something at a project or something like that, and there's somebody that is they just get on your nerves because it's all about them, it's all about who they are, or when you go and talk with them, or you might have that one friend that you go and talk to, and no matter what, they always make it about themselves. What does that feel like? Infuriating, right? Rough, huh?
Kick them off.
You want to kick them off the Google Doc, okay? But why is it? Why is that such a problem? It's supposed to be everybody, right? Or in a friendship, what makes a friendship a friendship? What is one of the big things about being a friend with somebody? Huh? Not just one person, right? It's you and your best friend, right? How many of you have a friend, show of hands, how many of you have a friend that no matter what, they make it about themselves? It's hard to be a friend to them, right? Because one of the things you should do with a friend is you should have the ability of being open and honest, right? Being able to share like a secret, or share maybe a struggle that you need help to hold them accountable, right? So it makes it hard when someone's the direct opposite of someone that's encouraging, someone that's uplifting, someone that believes in you. For those of you that play sports, which is 99% of you, what is it like when your team is just clicking together? What does that look like when they're clicking together? Teamwork, right? Everybody's contributing, right? What usually happens when you're playing really well together? You win, right? Or at least when you lose, it's not a blowout, right? Am I right? 9 times out of 10, maybe. There's always that one time when it's just you lose no matter what, right? What is it like when your team isn't working together? It's miserable? Frustrating? Yeah. What about do y'all have any players that sometimes get to focusing on their own skills and making them I love that you said Ben. Ben is not that way. Ben, if you're watching or when you watch this later, that was Creed that said you were that way. But it makes it hard to play with them, right? Because they're focused on themselves. And usually what happens is you don't play as well as a team, right? Have you ever been in a situation where you walk in and everybody's just, where you got a group of friends and they're mad about something and everybody has taken a side? Where sides are not talking to each other? Have you ever been involved in something like that? I know I have, and it stinks. Right? Because you might, it's hard to even deal with that, right? It's hard to even kind of navigate situations because you have people that are very mad and upset, whether they're mad because of how someone did something to them or just something, circumstances or whatever, but it's hard, right? It's hard to work with that, right? And there's a lot of stress that's involved. And even though you may not be the center of that problem, just the fact that you have friends on opposing sides can be hurtful, right? How does it feel when one teammate or a friend or a family member is treated better than anybody else? How does it feel? Doesn't feel good at all. Stinks. Is it fair? It's not fair, right? Now, I will tell you, more than likely, your parents love all of you. In fact, I would guarantee your parents love all of you the same, okay? But I get sometimes you might feel that your brother or your sister gets a little bit better treatment. Well, I get that because I remember as growing up with my parents, I always thought that my brother Gordon got away with stuff. My brothers always thought that I got away with stuff. And I would always tell them, no, it's just because you guys got in trouble and I did the different thing to not get in trouble. Like if you're the younger sibling, you have the advantage of your older sibling, which you should show love and respect to because they paved the way for you to get to know what not to do in a lot of instances. Let's be honest, okay? Unless your brothers like Jacob or Allison, they're just awesome and amazing and perfect, right? Allison agrees with that. Allie just kind of looks at me. We'll keep our options open. Lily, that's right, Lily. Yeah, Lily's like, I just got it made. But how does it feel? Let me ask this question. How does it feel to be overlooked? How does it feel to be looked over? Like you are doing something, but because whatever reason, you don't get the attention that you might deserve. Does it hurt? Make you not want to try, right? I know it does for me. And I thought a lot about this. I thought a lot about like the need for us to work together, and I was praying about this with us, and I think, we as a church don't necessarily have the issue of unity, but I do know that it's something we need to be watchful of as a church, as a youth group. We need to be united. When I was a teenager, growing up, I went to a small little church. In fact, it's the church my parents still go to. And we had a big youth group. And it was really cool. There's a problem, though. Some people were treated better than others. There was a problem. People that would sideline friendships. Like, you could be friends with them, but don't you be friends with me. Right? These friends didn't get along with these friends. That's how it was. I remember very clearly. And I was kind of a middle go-between. I had friends in all the different groups. It caused a lot of pain, caused a lot of hurt, caused a lot of problems. What ended up happening was that by the time I was 18 years old, by the time I graduated from high school, we had like 40 or 50 in our youth group at one point. I mean, it was just massive, and it was a small church. It was a bunch of people, a bunch of neighborhood kids. By the time I graduated, there were 2. Me and my cousin. And a big reason why, what happened with that youth, the biggest reason of it dying off was because there wasn't unity. Because you had people that were infighting and people that were doing all kinds of things. And there were other things that contributed to it as well. Those feelings, those are real feelings that we have when we feel like we can't handle it, or when people are treating other people better, or when people make it all about themselves. Those are hard things to deal with. My hope and my prayer is that none of you are that way. That's all about you. My hope and my prayer, especially after tonight, is that you seek to help others. And that we as a youth group need to guard against the opposite of unity, which is disunity, right? I can honestly say to you guys are the most united youth group I've ever seen. Like the fact that you guys will talk to each other, hang out together, like go and serve together. It's just awesome to see that. I think that's something we need to kind of continually build and grow. And here's the thing with all this. Here's the reality of it. This is not a new problem. This is not just like an American church problem. This is not just an American youth group problem. This is something that all churches have had to deal with since the early church. This issue of fighting to be united, of seeking to be one, right? And understand when I say that, it doesn't mean that we all look like Gage, okay? I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with Gage, right? Gage is muscular, Gage is strong, even though he's sore because he just started working back out, right? Right? But you know what I'm saying? Like, we're not all made to look the same, talk the same, act the same, like the same things, listen to the same song. That's not what it means to be united, right? What it means for us to be united is what we're going to spend some time unpacking tonight. But this thing of problems in the church with infighting, of taking sides, it's nothing new. In fact, Paul, who wrote the majority of the New Testament, right? Paul used to be called Saul. He had this amazing moment with Jesus, and he has this amazing life change that happens. He no longer is Saul, now he's Paul. And yes, that's a rhyme. I'm a poet, I know it. Thank you so very much, because that's an old one. Anyway, thank you. I appreciate that. I'll be here all week. He goes and he writes all these letters to the churches, and Corinth is one of those churches. In Corinth, you might be wondering, like, what? Because I was thinking about this, like, I was like, how big is Corinth? Like, we talk about a city, but how big is it? Is it big like, Damascus? Is it smaller? Is it bigger? And I couldn't find like exact numbers, but from what I've learned about it, at one point, it had 90,000 people dwelling in it. Okay, that would make it the size of Fayetteville. Fayetteville, I think, right now has 95,000 people. It would make it smaller, but it would be about the size of Fayetteville, of Rogers. So if you've been to Fayetteville, if you've been to Rogers, that area, you kind of know how big that population is, right? It's this in the influence of the city of Corinth was not like a small little town like Booger, Texas, or Pick My Nose, Arkansas. I don't know. That's a real one. I shared with Crystal, there's this road called, I kid you not, it's on a map, it's on a satellite image. Todd Jacobian shared it. It's a road called Far From Poopin' Road. Okay, it's literally just those three words pushed together, and it's next to, I kid you not, Constipation Ridge. Okay. So you can look it up. I guarantee you, that's legit. Okay, so it's not that type of city. In fact, for Corinth, not only does it have a way better name than those two places, but Corinth is about as influential as what Dallas, Texas is today. So it's a city that is important. It's a city that's viable. It's a city that's got a good sized population, and they're a group of believers that they knew about Jesus, but that's really all they knew. They knew that Jesus was the Savior, that but they don't know what it means to live the way a believer should live. And so what ends up happening in this church and in a lot of churches is that there starts to be fighting that happens. There starts to be infights in the church. People started taking sides. And this is one of the big issues that Paul writes to the church of Corinth. There's another big issue about. I'm not going to talk about that big issue. We're going to talk about this big issue of division in the church at Corinth. because I think it's something relevant to us. For them, it was they were so divided that they were like, look, you can only hang with us if you agree that this guy is the best guy. No, you can only hang with us if you agree that this guy's the best guy, or this guy, or this guy. And they would be divided over which one is the best, over which teacher was the most teacherly. And they would be divided over other things, and they would only focus in on themselves and do what they wanted to do. And so the church at Corinth is dealing with this issue, and Paul writes them to help. Which, by the way, one of the most famous passages that you hear about at weddings is 1 Corinthians 13. Love is patient, love is kind, love is hopes all things, bear all things, believes all things. You've heard these at weddings. He writes that not to write about how the love between a husband and wife. He's writing that to say this is what the core of who you should be as a believer. Loving. They were not loving to each other. They had lots of things going on. They were not loving to each other. And Paul writes in 1 Corinthians, open up your Bibles to 1 Corinthians chapter 3. Paul writes this in his discussion in 1 Corinthians chapter 3, beginning verse 5. He writes about, and if you have a Bible on your Bible app, use that. If you have the Bible on your phone, if you have the physical Bible, great. If you have the Bible on your app, that's great. But let's just make it about, let's make our phones just our Bibles and not something else, okay? If you're going to take notes, take notes. I want you to take notes. If you're going to use your phone to take notes, use your phone to take notes. Don't get on Snappy. Don't get on Insta, okay? Any of those things. Instead, focus in on the Bible. But Paul says this. Paul, he was writing to the church of Corinth, like I said. People were focusing on themselves, and Paul has to deal with it. So let's read what Paul says. He says this in 1 Corinthians chapter 3, beginning in verse 5. He says, "What then is Apollos? What is Paul? They are servants through whom you believed. And each has the role the Lord has given. I planted, Apollos watered, but God gave the growth. So then neither the one who plants nor the one who waters is anything, but only God who gives the growth. Now he who plants and he who waters are one, and each will receive his own reward according to his own labor. For we are God's co-workers. You are God's field, God's building." So, is Paul talking about an actual garden here? Yes or no? No. What does he mean when he says, neither the one who plants nor the one who waters is anything, but only God who gives the growth? What does he mean? Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. Right. Who is it that controls it? God. Who is it that saves people? Who? Jesus, but God, right? What Paul is saying here is that, look, you may have done it. You may have led somebody to know the Lord. You may have led somebody to know the Lord, but the one who saves them is not you. It's God. You are the co-worker with God. But it's God that does this. It's God is the one that you should be focusing in on, not division, but it's God. You are a co-worker with God. What does he mean when he says that? What does he mean when he says you are a co-worker with God? What does he mean? Right, right. Say it louder, because that was it. Yeah, he's in charge. You're working alongside him. You and I, as believers, we're called to work alongside each other with God. You and I have the same calling when it comes to the mission that God gives us to go and to tell others about Jesus. It may be through different ways, but it's the same message. And as followers of Jesus, it means that we are together. You and I, if we're believers, you and I are in this together. Goal for each and every one of us as believers is not to be better than somebody else, but the goal of us as believers is to see the kingdom of God grow. In order for it to grow, we have to be willing to work together. You and me together. Because it is not about us, it is not about you. It's about God. And that's what Paul is trying to get at. You are God's co-workers. You are working with him. But it's God is the one that does this, not you. Maybe through different ways, but it's the same message, you and I. You and I, now granted, you may not be called to be a missionary. You may not be called to be a pastor or a youth pastor. But you and I are both called to share the Word of God, to be a witness to this world. And as followers of Jesus, it means that we're in this together. That you and I have a deep connection. Not a romantic connection or like a friendship. We're not talking about that sort of thing, okay? But we're not just a group of people that just got together and said, hey, let's do this thing. We're something more than that. Turn to Ephesians chapter 2, verses 19 through 20. This is what it says in Ephesians chapter 2, verses 19 through 20. It says, so then you are no longer and strangers, but fellow citizens with the saints and members of God's household, built on the foundation of the apostles and prophets with Christ Jesus as the cornerstone. You see, when Paul says that you and I are members of God's household, built on the foundation of the apostles and prophets with Christ Jesus himself as the cornerstone, what he is saying is, guess what? You and I, if we're believers, we're family. You and I are family. That's why we call each. That's why, especially with the old people, you might hear somebody that's older than you say brother so and so, sister so and so. It's because it's a phrase. It's why a lot of times when we talk to one of the things we call a pastor is brothers, like brother Steve, brother Richard, right? Brother Bob, which is weird, right? But it's a feeling of family. You and I, as believers in Christ, we are family. A family united in Jesus. Like I said, doesn't mean we all have to act the same, dress the same, talk the same, do the same sort of thing. But as a family, as co-workers for God, with God, we are to work together. Not for our own hype, not for our own vanity or glory to make us look good, but to help each other serve and love God in a way that causes people to want what we have. It means you and I should be helping each other. It means you and I should be loving and caring for each other. To not fight. Believers should not be fighting with each other. Not be focused in on ourselves. The writer of Hebrews, he puts it like this in Hebrews chapter 10, verses 24 through 25. He says, and let us consider one another in order to provoke love and good works, not neglecting to gather together. Some are in the habit of doing, but encouraging each other. And all the more as you see the day approaching. The writer of Hebrews says, look, you and I, echoing what Paul says, we are God's co-workers, echoing what Paul says in Ephesians about how we are members of God's household. He says you and I should be encouraging each other, lifting each other up, helping each other. What does he mean when he says, as the day, as you see, when he says, all the more as you see the day approaching? What do you think he's talking about? What day would he be talking about? The day that Jesus comes back. That is going to be a day unlike any other. In that day, the longer we live on this earth, that day is coming closer and closer. We might see it in our lifetime. We might not see it in our lifetime. But this is what he says. He says we should be encouraging each other. And do you know why? Why does it matter that you and I as believers should be living together in harmony? And not like, to where we're all the same, but being united, building each other up, encouraging each other, doing those things. Why is it that we should be doing that? Don't we believe in a Jesus that is loving and encouraging, that's holy and merciful, loving and forgiving? And doesn't he say that we should act like him, that we should follow and do what he says? Reason why? Because the world is watching. Your world is watching you. They're not going to stare at you like this right now. They're not doing that. That's not creepy. Now, if you do see that's creepy, call police. They need to be arrested, okay? But the world is noticing. The world has watched and seen how a lot of Christians have acted and reacted to things. The world is watching us. We need to show and back up what we believe. Because the world needs to see us being the hands and feet of Jesus. The world needs to see our words and our actions match what we say and what we believe. It doesn't mean that we okay things that happen. It doesn't mean we okay sin. But it does mean that you and I as believers, we should seek to work together. That there should be no pride among us. There should be no arrogance among us. Because the world is watching. The big takeaway tonight for us is this. The big takeaway tonight for us is that we are to be a family that loves and cares for each other the way that God loves us. And we do a pretty good job of doing that, and we need to keep doing a good job doing that. We need to be loving to each other. We need to be encouraging to each other. We need to be helping each other out. This is what I love about summer is it's a time for us as a youth group to get together, to go away, to do these things, and to just spend time together. Because what happens so much in the school year is we get pulled in so many different directions. This is an opportunity for us to be able to be together. I got 3 minutes. So, this is what I want you to do. I want you to do this thing in just the time that we have is I want you, because it's one thing for us to say that, right? I think we can all agree we're to be together. We're to, we should seek to live in harmony together, right? We can all agree that, right? We should love each other, right? That makes sense, right? Yeah, that's true. One thing for us to say it, it's another thing for us to do it. So while I'm going to close this in prayer, what I want you to do is I don't want you to just sit there and be quiet. We're not going to meet for 2 weeks. We're not going to get to meet this week because next week, because of VBS, we'll meet the following week. This is what I want you to do. I want you to touch base with each other a couple of times. Checking in on each other, asking each other, how can I pray for you? I want every one of you to do this. Like I said, it's one thing for us to say, yeah, we need to pray together, we need to pray for each other, work together, all those, yeah, we need to do that, right? But it's one thing for us to say it, and it's one thing for us to do it. So I want you to reach out to someone tonight, commit to checking in on them over the next 2 weeks, and praying for them. And here's the catch to this. There's a little stretching on your part, and I realize it is, and I'm appreciative that you are willing to do these things. It needs to be someone you don't talk a whole lot to here. It needs to be someone who's not on your right or your left. Like, you don't, now hear me out, you can pray for them. You know, you can pray for your friend, you can pray for your buddy, and check in on them, but that's not who I'm asking you to do that for. You can be praying for Crystal and I. I need it. Crystal definitely needs it because she puts up with me, right? You should, you haven't been praying for us, pray for us. This is what I want you to do. I want you to do it. I want you to reach out to that person that you normally don't talk to. You should have their number. If you don't have their number, you talk to me, and I'll give you their number, okay? And when you text them, don't be weird and cryptic and say, how can I pray for you? Don't do that. Don't be like, how are you? Don't do that. Because they may not know your number. Say to them, hey, I want to pray for you these next week. This is Allie, this is Emma, this is Kylie. I want to pray for you and talk about how my sister, that sort of thing, right? I'm just kidding. Kylie's not mean to her sister, but this is what I want you to do. I want you to reach out to that person that you normally don't talk to, normally don't spend a whole lot of time with. I want to challenge you to commit to praying for them for 2 weeks, checking in on them. You don't have to do it every day. Check in on them a couple times over this next 2 weeks. Because the reason, this is what I think, if we as believers did that more, there'd be a lot more encouragement flowing. There'd be a lot more accountability happening. There'd be a lot more growth in our faith. So, I'm going to pray. And as I pray, you pray, talking to God. And then I want you to come to me before you leave. Don't you dare walk out that door without coming and talking to me. I want you to talk to me. Or text Richard. I want to know, because I want to be praying for you and helping you, okay? Maybe I'll send you a little reminder, hey, did you check in on so-and-so? Because I want you to be able to check in on them, okay? So, let's pray. Father, thank you so much for just tonight, for allowing us to be here, Lord. Father, I pray that over these next few weeks, we seek to be an encouragement to each other. Because the world is watching how we act, how we love, how we care. And the world needs you more than it has ever needed you before, Lord. Father, I pray that you just be with us over these next couple weeks. Help us to just seek you and to seek how we can be an encouragement to each other, praying for each other. It's in your name I pray. Amen. All right, please, if you think about who it is, text me who it is, and if so that way I can give you their number if I need your number. Guys, don't forget, guys, particularly girls, if you hadn't had a chance to do that, scan that QR code, fill out that information. And guys, make sure you fill that out tonight, because I need to know tonight. I need to get a good measure of guys and girls. I need everyone to do it that can physically do it. I don't know what time we're leaving for pub. Probably will be after play practice. Yes. Okay.